Hello everybody. So we're gonna do a reading very quickly. Well, who knows if it's gonna be quick, because you know I said that yesterday in my last video and it still went over, I think, like 19 to almost 20 minutes. So it's very unlikely that it's going to be a short video, but we'll see. Nonetheless, we'll see. Oops. That's okay, because that's just an extra card in the deck. So originally I was going to do what are we letting go of this fall. Fall to me, to a lot of other people, represents letting go of things. You know, it's kind of like it's like fall, you know, like when the trees, you know, let go of their leaves and they're naked for a while, but then comes spring and everything starts to bloom, right? So it's like we're in the process of letting go. We're in the process of this rebirth stage. So I want to see what it is that we are letting go of. You know what? I think I'm actually going to keep it as that, because I was going to change it. I was going to let the cards decide. But I think we're just going to leave it at that. So we're going to start off with this deck. This is the Starseed Oracle deck. And we're just going to get, let's see. Well, we're going to see what we get. So what are we letting go of this fall? What are we releasing? What are we no longer holding on to? That's two of them. Okay, so we have, interesting. I really want to read this one too. We have Starbathing, which is light body, crystal grid, transmission, and activation. And I am going to take this one out too. At the bottom, we have I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. So I'm going to read both of these from the book. We're going to start off with the Starbathing. I need a drink real quick. I'm going to kind of skim through this. Okay. If you pull this card, you may be called to begin working with the stars and the crystalline grid of the earth. Some people believe that the crystalline grid of the earth anchors divine cosmic frequencies onto the planet. You may be guided to journey particular places on Earth to unlock these cosmic codes within your presence. You may also be interested in a practice called Starbathing. Download a Starbathing meditation at www.starseedoracle.me. This card commonly arises because you're here to connect with the crystalline grid of the earth, either in your hometown or by traveling to other places without quite knowing why. It can also mean that your light body, the energy body in its highest form, is being activated. If this resonates, take things extra slow in order to integrate this change of vibration. Okay. So I myself, I'm not very familiar with the crystalline grids. It was just something that never really interested me in particular. So if you feel like it resonates, or if you feel like you want to know more about it, I'm pretty sure there's more information You can probably search it up on like YouTube, maybe Google. Again, I don't really have any information in regards to that because, just like I said, it wasn't something that I was really interested in, so I never really, took the time to research it. So I am nobody to be giving you that kind of information, what it stands for, what it means. So you're just gonna have to do your own research, okay? But the other feeling that I am getting, and it did say this in the book as well, was that just because with the other card we have here, you may be getting ready to let go of something that's been holding you back, that's been kind of like dampering on your energy field. So you may be going through some sort of activation, some sort of transmission, some sort of transformation. You're getting ready to integrate an aspect of yourself. So I'm going to read this I'm sorry card. Let's see. Okay, so it says, we are living in divisive times. When we're hurt and triggered, we tend to see things as a personal attack rather than an opportunity for healing. If we're to find true peace and unity, we need to drop our defenses and see things outside of right and wrong. It's kind of what I was saying yesterday. As souls, we intrinsically remember unity and yearn for it here on earth. Perhaps this is why it feels so painful when we experience the opposite. But it's crucial to remember that we can't simply bypass reality and pretend that unity, love, and forgiveness are here. This is one of the greatest challenges for starseeds. To bring about unity, we must first acknowledge the ways in which both we and the world have been divisive, personally, ancestrally, and collectively. The shadows, hate, wounds, separation, severing, wrongs, and sadness. You may be called to explore how you, your ancestors, or your society have consciously or unconsciously inflicted pain on others. To find a way to drop the armor around your heart and see things as they truly are for all people. To say I'm sorry with an open heart and mean it. To be a part of the healing rather than the perpetration of inherited conflict or oppression. This isn't about blame. It is about unwinding the patterning that got us here. You may be called to devote your time to causes you believe in or do healing work on your ancestral line. And the question is, how are you being called to drop your defenses and unwind past wrongs? I love this because you guys know that I talk a lot in my videos about the blame game, living in a victim mentality, living in a very duality mindset. All of us, mostly all of us, have this mindset of blaming others for, our experiences. And it's not to say that others haven't played a role in that, right? But it's also to look at yourself and see how you have played a role in your own suffering, but also in the suffering of others. Because again, a lot of the times we like to think that we do no wrong, right? But a lot of the times that's not the case, And it takes honesty and vulnerability to really look at yourself and be like, this is the role that I played in this situation, or this is the role that I played in this situation, right? Hurt can come across in several different ways. You may feel like you didn't hurt somebody, but the other person may be experiencing something completely different from you. So it's all about acknowledging yourself, okay? Acknowledging your role in life, and really taking accountability for that. You know, really uprooting these shadows, looking at them, facing them, healing them, integrating them. And one way is by doing that is to not keep blaming others, to bring more love into it, to bring acceptance, to bring in forgiveness, to drop your defenses so that way you are able to look at this wound from a completely different mindset, a completely different viewpoint. So, what is coming up for us during this fall that we will be working through? So we have the Siren of Rage, which would be the Queen of Wands, which is scorned. So you may be very angry at something that has happened to you. You may be somebody who likes to get revenge. Maybe you think about getting revenge on people. You may have been betrayed in some sort of way, especially by a masculine. You don't have to be a feminine to be betrayed by a masculine, right? Goes all ways. But there's a lot of anger. So we may be uprooting this anger and really looking at it differently, okay? This time around especially. I know we have a lunar eclipse and a solar eclipse, I believe, in October. Either October and November. And that's going to kind of trace back to, if I'm correct, I believe April and May of this year. So, you know, some situations may play out the same. You know, maybe people who you met in that time may come back. You know, these people may be triggering you. I am feeling more so there's going to be some sort of triggers here with anger, with betrayal. Now, again, the reason being is this is something that is already deeply embedded within us. And remember, we may want to blame the person that's triggering us, okay? It's not to say that this person didn't do something to hurt you, but it's to say that this wound has been ignored for too long. It's time to face it. It's time to look at it, okay? Instead of blaming the person that's triggering you right here, right now, try to go deeper within that, because it is something that's deep. Again, it's already something that's embedded within you, okay? So let's see what else. We have the Ace of Sorrow, which would be the Ace of Cups. We have Self-Loathing. So again, this is a victim mindset, okay? It's that, oh, poor me, you know, I need people to feel sorry for me. I feel sorry for me, you know, everything that I've gone through. You know, people should just feel bad for me because of my experiences. A lot of the times too, when we're in this energy of self-loathing, we tend to be very manipulative. A lot of the times people don't understand also that people-pleasing is a manipulative tactic, okay? Because being scorned can go several ways. It's not just one way. Like, there's different ways that you can go about being angry, okay? I heard a false advertisement. Like there's just like this, like, I want to say a false reality that we're projecting. Okay. Because the reason why I'm saying that is because we're not being honest with ourselves in some way, shape, or form. Let's see what else we get. Oh, God. Okay. What else? We have the Hanged Man, which is sacrificial lamb. For some of you guys, this is going to be very hard for you guys to really look at, to acknowledge, to let go of. Because the reason is that there's a part of you that likes to feel like you are in control, okay? And creating a new perspective means that we in a sense start to lose control of that false reality that we have created for ourselves. So, it may be a little difficult for you guys to actually truly let go of the way that you perceive something, of the way that you perceive some sort of hurt, okay, some sort of betrayal, which is absolutely normal, especially if you're, beginning to do the healing work. Oh, you will probably struggle a lot, okay, because it is hard work. But if you're somebody who is already, who has been on this journey already, you understand, how shadow work works. You understand how inner healing works, the integration process, acceptance, accountability. It'll probably be a little more easy for you, but I am feeling that for some, it's going to be very difficult to sacrifice some sort of viewpoint in regards to this hurt that you've been experiencing. Okay, let's see. We have Imp of Sorrow, Crocodile Tears. So this would be I want to say the Page of Cups. Yeah, the Page of Cups. Crocodile Tears. So again, there's something false here. There's something deceptive here, okay? I'm getting attention seeking. Which do not feel shameful if that is the case, because I've been there too. I have done things because of being angry, because of feeling sorry for myself. I've done things to manipulate other people to feel sorry for me. I've done things out of attention. So don't feel sorry or don't feel shame for yourself for feeling this or for having to act out in this sort of way either. A lot of the times it's because we're in this survival mode, right? Again, we're in this defense mechanism. We have to defend ourselves. We have to protect ourselves. And we will do anything to protect ourselves, right? I definitely feel that too. This is going to be a very emotional, very intense fall, okay? I think that a lot of it is going to have to do with really getting in touch with our feelings, really getting in touch with the sensations that our body feels, when a certain feeling starts to come up. For some of you guys, because they showed me an eye that opened up. So for some of you guys may be, expanding on your psychic abilities. You may be opening up your third eye. You may even be clearing out some old perceptions, old cobwebs. Again, old viewpoints, because I am seeing that as well. That's all I'm really getting from that. And then we have Sun. We have Misery Loves Company. I think as well we're going to be reevaluating our connections, whether that's romantically, friendship, family-wise, maybe even like work-wise. We're really going to be seeing, who we surround ourselves with. Why do I surround myself with that person? Again, because, when we're in this energy of being angry, of feeling like we've been betrayed, of feeling scorned, a lot of the times, and it brings me back to that attention seeking, a lot of the times we tend to surround ourselves with people who are not the best for us. They may have been able to teach us something, but a lot of the times I think that we allow for connections to kind of go beyond their expiration date. And a lot of the times we can feel that, right? We can feel that something may have ended, but we're still here trying to feed the connection because we would rather be with company that isn't quite good for us than be by ourselves, right? Than do the healing. And this, I actually have an example of. I had a friend, I was friends with her for maybe like a good 7 years, met her at work. Didn't really care for her at first, but we just started to form a friendship. About 2 years ago, I realized that I didn't really want to continue the friendship just because I felt like she was headed in a direction that I was not. And so I think I had stopped talking to her for like a year. I started talking to her again, and I started to realize that the only time I would talk to her was to vent, was to just spew everything out, right? I would let her know everything, and then I would regret it. I would a part of me would just be like, why did you do that? Why did you tell this person that? I was trauma dumping on her. And I realized that by doing that, a lot of people can take advantage of you, right? A lot of the times people like to see you suffer. They like to know that you're suffering. And so I actually haven't spoken to her in quite a while, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I don't have to reach out to her whenever I feel like I'm about, whenever I feel like I have to trauma dump. I don't reach out to her anymore to tell her, what's going on. And so taking that year away from her made me realize, what kind of relationship I genuinely had with this person. Because I used to spend every single moment of my time with her. So it made me realize, the kind of friendship that we had with one another. So just that's an example, keeping somebody around because I am miserable and because they're miserable as well. That is very interesting to me. So we have the Eight of Torment, which would be the Eight of Swords, which is entanglement. But look what's at the bottom. We have the Eight of Rage, which is muzzled. Okay, these cards are very identical. Oops. But these cards are very identical. Okay. And this card actually wanted to pop up, which is the Emperor, which is the Iron Fist. So again, there may have been some sort of masculine here that betrayed you. You may have felt like you were silenced, or maybe you weren't heard or acknowledged by somebody, okay? You felt betrayed by this person, right? You didn't feel safe with this person. They, yeah, I'm just hearing they made you quiet yourself. They didn't allow for you to express yourself, to say what it is that you needed. Because again, it was some sort of form of control for them. It made them feel good to know that they could manipulate somebody. Okay. Now remember, this is going very deep. This is something that's deep. Okay. So it could be something from your childhood, something from your teenage years. But the thing is with this, because we are talking about what we're letting go of, right? What we're about to uproot, what we're about to bring into the light, right? We're not allowing it to be in the shadows anymore. What this is telling me with having the Eight of Torment is that this is something that you can untangle yourself from. Because you see, this lady basically has stitches, right? The Eight of Swords is mostly a card of in a sense, we're doing it to ourselves. We are holding ourselves captive, right? This lady could, I mean, genuinely, she could go grab a pair of scissors and just kind of cut through. Is it going to hurt? Probably. But I would rather cut through the thread and allow for myself to speak up. Some people aren't ready for that, so they would rather stay this way, right? They would rather stay entangled with the past versions of themselves, the way that they were treated. Sometimes it's very hard for people to get out of that. But because we're here doing a tarot reading, this tells me that a lot of us may be ready to start speaking up about things, okay? To be our own advocate. Let me see if I want one more from this deck. Okay, I do not, but we do have the Dictator of Sorrow, which is checked out, and like his mouth is also stitched up. But checked out is kind of almost like disassociative, like you're very disconnected from your feelings, from reality. So a lot of you guys may feel that way too, you know, just very disconnected from yourself. You may even start to feel more disconnected from yourself once you do uproot a lot of this trauma, because you start to see a different version of yourself. So it's almost like you start to lose identity of who you thought you were. Okay, so let's see what else. I told you it wasn't going to be a short reading. We're almost at 30 minutes. We have the Seven of Cups, which is fantasy and temptation. For some of you guys, again, this is kind of taking me back to that whole connection thing. I feel like you guys are going to start to see the reality of things again, you know, with the people that you surround yourself with. Because again, you may be trying to create some sort of false reality. You may be acting out of temptations. You know, when you make choices, you may not be fully within your own body. You know, you're mentally, physically, emotionally checked out. So you're just kind of making choices out of, you know, temptation, out of wanting to feel something. But then it's like, you're okay for a little bit, but you still go back to feeling the same exact way. Yeah, Ten of Swords, painful ending. So there will definitely be something here again that we will be letting go of. It's not to say it's going to be easy. I do feel like there's going to be a lot of grief involved, but in doing this, we start a new journey, okay? We allow for things to shift. We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have destined opportunities. But yes, with having an ending, you know, there's things that do start to shift within us, within the universe. The universe brings in certain events for this stuff to happen, actually. especially if we're a little stubborn. Six of Cups, memories and reunion. So again, this may be something from childhood, from our teenage years. For some of you guys, the universe will be bringing back somebody from, somebody from the past in order for some sort of cycle here to end, okay? Because we have the Justice card, which is soul contract. So there may be, again, there may be somebody from the past who comes back who is, again, going to help you put an end to something. Now, I don't know if this person is just going to be here karmically. It could be just because we do have the Justice card, or if this person is going to be somebody who sticks around with you for a while. Maybe you guys both have karma with one another, which is ultimately why people tend to come back, right? But nonetheless, there's still something here, some sort of unfinished business here, okay? Yeah, because at the bottom was the Judgment card, which was karma review. But let me, yeah, there we go. Five of Cups, old wounds. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of triggering here. A lot of triggering of the past, of old wounds, okay? Keep that in mind. Okay, keep that in mind during this time of fall. What is fall? I think fall lasts for like, what, about 2 months or so? So we're going to be getting triggered. Okay, remember, it's something from the past. It's something again that's deeply embedded with you, especially with having the Seven of Pentacles, the reevaluation. I always just, when I see this card, well, for certain readings, I mean, just look at the roots. Like, these roots go so deep within the earth, okay? And that's this trauma that we're carrying. It's like these roots. They go very, very deep within us. So, let's see. We have harmony and authority. The card that I'm getting from this is inner authority. Okay, leadership within yourself, creating harmony, creating balance within self, between the masculine and the feminine within self. You may be even balancing or harmonizing some sort of karma with another person. Again, it could be this person from the past, okay? But again, at the same time, you're being your own leader, okay? You're creating some sort of authority within yourself, some sort of discipline within yourself. You're creating a stronger foundation. I have just felt like just so out of breath lately. Yeah, like we have foundation and achievement. So definitely, again, like I said, you're going to be creating some sort of stable foundation within yourself, something that's so unshakable that it doesn't matter who comes in. Nobody's going to be able to break that from you, because you've learned how to build from a place of stability within self, right? There's some sort of dependence within yourself. We have love begins. So again, creating that inner harmony, that self-love, right? When you have self-love, nothing can shake you. Nothing. You may get triggered a little bit, right? But nothing can shake you. Nothing can tear apart the foundation you've created within yourself when it's built from a place of self-love, discipline, balance, authority from within self. And look, we have new beginnings. New beginnings. This is going to create new beginnings, but we must sacrifice. I have this in reverse. We must sacrifice that which is no longer for us. Okay? And this is, again, they just keep telling me to reference it. This is something that's very deep. Okay? I mean, look at her. She's coming out of the ground. This is something that's very, very deep within you. So you're going to be getting triggered by old wounds. Things that have already been within you for a very long time. So let's get an ending message. What is the ending of this message? Did that make sense? I think it did. Oh, I love it. It's perfect. We have the release, responsibility, innocence, and fear. Some responsibilities are ours to hold, others are not. Do not be fooled in thinking a responsibility is only tangible. Many reside just within the mind. Take stock today of your perceived responsibilities. Which ones need to go? Exactly. It's like this mental decluttering that's going to be happening here too. They're telling me to go get this deck. So I'm going to get it and we're going to pull one card. And then we will end the reading. And this is the 4 agreements cards. I just kept seeing them in my head, so I was like, let's get a card from here. So let's get, look at that. Be impeccable with your word. Enjoy heaven on earth. Impeccability of the word can lead you to personal freedom, success, and abundance. You can attain the kingdom of heaven from this one agreement. Be impeccable with your word. I love it. Be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with the things you say, with the things you promise yourself, with the things you say you're going to do. Okay? Because when we do not follow through with things that we say we are going to do, guess what that is? That is abandonment within self, and that is also betrayal within self. And what was I saying to you? The core wound that's coming up is going to be anger that is tied to some sort of betrayal that you have experienced. So you may be reliving this betrayal over and over again through self and through others, but there is a reason why. Okay? This is not all for nothing. Absolutely not. There's a reason why you are experiencing all of this right here and right now. So that is all that I have for you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad that I did do a reading today because I was not going to do one because it's kind of late where I'm at. I think it's like 10, almost 11 maybe. But I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to push myself to do it because I feel good. So yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful night, a wonderful day. I hope you guys did something that made you absolutely happy today. And thank you for being here with me.